Greetings, Lakeview. This is Mr. Cabe again, coming to you from Princeton Elementary's courtyard. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Justin Cabe, and I'm the principal here at Princeton Elementary. And today I thought I would come out into our courtyard that is starting to bloom and blossom, like the rest of the buildings around Lakeview are doing now too. And the only thing that's missing is you. And in looking at the date and calendars, I realized that we were not in school for April. And while March is usually reading month in school, April is a month where we focus on poetry. And poetry is one of my favorite types of reading. So I thought I would come to you today from the courtyard where the birds are chirping, the sun is shining, and the wind is blowing. And I would share some of my favorite poems with you by one of my favorite authors. And today I'm going to share a few poems by Shel Silverstein, who is a very famous writer, author, and artist. And you've probably seen this book. This book is a little old. It was published in 1974. And in it, you will find a collection of his silly poems and drawings, which was kind of neat. So I thought I would share in honor of April being Poetry Month, and we missed Poetry Month. Maybe this will inspire you to pick up a pen, pencil, piece of paper, and make some poems of your own to share. So let me see. The first poem I'm going to share with you today, of course, is going to have to be the invitation, right? And so the invitation is the very first poem that Shel writes in his book. And the invitation goes like this. If you are a dreamer, come in. If you are a dreamer, a wisher, a liar, a hoper, a prayer, a magic bean buyer, if you're a pretender, come sit by my fire. For we have some flax golden tales to spin. Come in, come in. And that was the drawing that he chose, a simple candle. And I think the point of that poem is to say that no matter who you are, everybody is welcome to come sit by his fire and spin a yarn, which means kind of tell stories, which is fun. Another short poem that I'm going to read next is called Magic. Tell me if you know what this poem means at the end. Magic. Sandra's seen a leprechaun. Eddie has touched a troll. Laurie has danced with witches once. Charlie found a goblin's gold. Donald heard a mermaid sing. Susie spied an elf. But all the magic I have known, I had to make myself. I like that one because even though other people have talents and other people may have seen certain things, the magic is in you and you have to make your own magic. I like that. This one is kind of funny and it talks about a character that we all know, and this one is entitled Captain Hook. Captain Hook. Captain Hook must remember not to scratch his toes. Captain Hook must watch out and never pick his nose. Captain Hook must be gentle when he shakes your hand. Captain Hook must be careful opening sardine cans and playing tag and pouring tea and turning pages of this book. Lots of folks I'm glad I ain't, but mostly Captain Hook. And this was a great picture that he drew of Captain Hook. Whoop. Let me see if the camera, there we go. Captain Hook. I like how he did drawings with some of his poems in this book. I think you should do that too. This one I thought was very funny. And It talks about a farmer who is excited because apparently the queen is going to drive by his farm. And he doesn't know what to do and what's proper to do for the queen. So he asks his animals. But I don't know if he fully understands what the animals are saying. You be the judge. This one is called The Farmer and the Queen. She's coming, the farmer said to the owl. Oh, what shall I do? Shall I bow when she comes? Shall I twiddle my thumbs? The owl asked, Who? The queen, the royal queen, shall pass the farm today. Shall I salute? He asked the horse, and the horse said, Nay. Shall I give her a gift? He asked the wren, a lovely memento for her to keep. An egg or a peach or an ear of corn? And the wren said, Cheap. But should I curtsy or should I cheer? Oh, here's her carriage now. What shall I do? He asked the dog, and the dog said, Bow. And so he did, and so she passed. Oh, tra-la-la-la-la. She smiled, she did, he told the sheep, and the sheep just said, Bah. That farmer was funny, and I liked the pictures for this poem too. And I think I have one last one for you today, which has to actually do with school. And I used to try to memorize this and tell my parents when I was younger too. And this one is called Sick, S-I-C-K. And I hope you enjoy it. And maybe in the back of your mind, you might have said one of these things too before. Here we go. Sick. I cannot go to school today, said Peggy Ann McKay. I have the measles and the mumps, a gash, a rash, and purple bumps. My mouth is wet, my throat is dry. I'm going blind in my right eye. My tonsils are as big as rocks. I have counted 16 chicken pox. And there's one more, that's 17. And don't you think my face looks green? My leg is cut, my eyes are blue. I might be in stomatic flu. I cough and sneeze and gasp and choke. I'm sure that my left leg is broke. My hip hurts when I move my chin, my belly button's caving in. My back is wrenched, my ankle is sprained, my appendix pains each time it rains. My nose is cold, my toes are numb. I have a sliver in my thumb. My neck is stiff, my voice is weak. I hardly whisper when I speak. My tongue is filling up my mouth. I think my hair is falling out. My elbows bent, my spine ain't straight. My temperature is 108. My brain is shrunk, I cannot hear. There is a hole inside my ear. I have a hangnail, my heart is... What? You say today is Saturday? Goodbye, I'm going out to play. Very, very silly. Well, I hope you enjoyed some poems, and moreover, I hope you start writing some poems of your own. And I hope everybody is healthy and safe, and we will see you back in Lakeview just as soon as we can. Coming to you from Princeton's Courtyard, this is Mr. Cabe. Take care.